I can't believe it, but we're nearly at the end of 2018. And what a crazy, crazy year it's been, both for me personally, but also for Transport Evolved. So with only a few days left for the year and most of the studio now packed up for CES, that's what's in front of me right here. There's only the camera and the edit machine left to go before we're ready to go. I thought it would be a really good chance to sit down and just reflect on this past year and how crazy it's been and how wonderful you have all been in supporting this channel, me personally, and helped us grow. It's pretty mind-boggling and pretty humbling too. I've written a few things down because I don't want to babble too much in this video and I'm doing it unscripted. So let's go back to where we were this time last year. This time last year, we were in a tiny little square cubicle in downtown Portland. We were paying $500 a month for that. And it was kind of our limit of our budget. And we were using that cubicle to edit and upload videos to the internet. That's all we could do. We were filming every episode back at my house, which was a lot of hard work for me and a lot of stress for my family. And it meant that I was traveling to and from my home a lot. So I was spending a lot of time in the car. And we were averaging around 400 to 450,000 views per month on this channel. I stupidly didn't write down the number of subscribers that we had at that point. I think it was something like 30-something thousand, maybe 40,000. That's now grown to 70,000. It's like 70,080 or something right now. But our channel, the subscriber count, has just skyrocketed this year. And that blows me away that 70,000 people want to know what this channel has to say about cleaner, greener, safer and smarter transport. I still can't get my head around it. I'm looking forward to next year because that's the year, supposedly, that we will break through our 100,000 subscriber bubble. And at that point, YouTube actually starts talking to me as a creator and to the channel. We find it easier then to get sponsorships and do collaborations, and it should open the door to us producing a lot more content. So that's really super exciting. This month so far, and it's the 27th when I'm recording this, we have had 1.1 million views this month alone. This year, we've had over 8 million views, which just, again, blows my mind. Last year, we struggled to get 5. So our viewer count has gone up. The amount of eyeballs that we've had on our videos has gone up. This year, we've had more videos hit our #1 slot than previously. So over the last however many years that this channel has been running, we've had a couple of videos that have done really well, but they've sat pretty much at the top of the leaderboard for some time. But this year, we had 2, 3, 4, 5 videos that were heading up towards 250,000 views plus. And so our leaderboard is full of videos that we made this year, things like the Hyundai Kona videos that we made, talking about batteries, talking about Renault and affordable EVs. Affordable EVs seem to be like a really big topic on Transport Evolved. And I think that very few channels are talking about affordable EVs and revolutionary ideas in the cleaner, greener, safer, smarter EV world. And so a lot of people are coming to us because everyone else is just covering Tesla, and we try really hard to cover as many different manufacturers and as many different market segments as possible. So it's kind of vindicating to know that you guys like that content, and that's the content that really does well. So we're going to be making more affordable EV stuff next year, which is hopefully going to be really cool. This time last year, we found this place, which is in downtown Portland. We're just off one of the major freeways going through town, by one of the major bridges. If you know Portland pretty well, you probably know where our studio is. It's not a secret, but we have this space which is about 500 square feet. And it's big enough for me to edit and film and Erin to edit and animate. And it's really transformed our workflow, transformed how we operate. We've got our own little kitchen. We've got our own space, finally. And while this space is not ideal and we want to move into a bigger space, which is our goal for next year, we want to move into a proper warehouse somewhere with like a grey door, and we can build sets and have some more stuff. this place has been a real blessing, a real amazing find for us. And I've been really lucky, especially in the part of Portland that this is. The rent on this place is only a little bit more than what I was paying for that tiny cube. And I'm very grateful that the landlord hasn't upped the rent for next year. So yeah, very lucky in that regard. And again, if it wasn't for you guys and the support that you give this show and the love that you give this show, whether it's just from watching our videos and interacting with them, which brings in ad revenue for us, or donating through Patreon or buying some of our swag, all of those revenue streams have helped us do this. Our revenue is up this year. I'm not going to tell you how much by, but suffice to say that I'm still on a below minimum wage if you take all the hours that I work and you divide that by how much I pay myself. I'm like on $5 an hour at the moment, which makes me the lowest paid member of the TE team by a long way. But that's okay, because this is my baby and I work really hard to grow it and to make it into something bigger and hopefully better for the future. Yeah, that's really cool. Sorry if I'm like cracking up a bit. I never thought I would cry talking about this, but this year has been, as I say, this year's been crazy. It's been fun. It's been challenging. And there have been some cool things happen as well. Talking of cool things, I think probably one of the coolest changes for Transport Evolved this year is not a thing but a person, and that is Erin. Erin joined us as an animator back in September. She joined us. Was it September? Yeah, September she joined us. And she became a paid member of staff in October. And I haven't looked back. I've known Erin for probably about 2 years. And when I found out that she was looking for a job and I was looking for someone with her skill set, I said, hey, why don't we try it out? And we tried it out for a month thinking, okay, we'll do this as an independent contractor arrangement. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. By like the second day, we decided, yeah, this is going to happen. And she's very dedicated to her art. She's funny. She's a good colleague to have around. And I'm really looking forward to continuing my work with her next year and hopefully increasing her hours, because she's only a part-timer at the moment. When Transport Evolved's income comes up a bit more, then hopefully I'm going to be able to give her a full-time job, and that will really change how we do things here at Transport Evolved. I'm also really grateful for the wonderful Kate Walton-Elliott, my best friend. She is an absolute rock star. She has spent most of 2018 rebuilding a house with her partner up in Olympia, Washington. Yeah, that's right. You heard me right. Kate Walton-Elliott is not my partner. My partner is also called a Kate. I know it's really complicated. Maybe from this point onwards, I'm going to call Kate Walton-Elliott Pure Kate, because that's what we call her. And my Kate is Amerikate, because she is American, not British, like the other Kate. So anyway, Pure Kate has been a real rock this year. She's not done a huge amount of work with us, but I threw her in the deep end in January at CES, and she came up swimming. She's been a real rock. She's been a great sounding post. She's been there for me as a personal friend, but also as a colleague, and that's fantastic. She's done some great videos for us, and I think you'll agree, if you watch her last video, that she's really grown as a presenter this year. And my hope is that I can eventually bring her on as a paid member of staff as well. Because right now, Kate does everything voluntarily for me because we know each other and she just loves doing it. So she's helping me out as a buddy right now. And I'd like to repay her for that. I'd like to bring her in as a paid member of staff at some point in the near future. My wife, Kate, Amerikate, has been fantastic too. She's been amazing behind the scenes. She does a lot of the accounting and she does a lot of the business stuff, and like I run major decisions by her, and she's always got time to sit and talk and run over some of the consequences of me that I may not have thought about, and she's been a really good sounding board. So I'm grateful for her as well. Obviously, she is my wife and I love her dearly, and none of this would be possible without her support, because what you guys may not know is that when Transport Evolved, right back in the early days when Transport Evolved was just a podcast, Kate helped bankroll this. She helped support the family and said, you know, that I didn't need to bring in an income for that first couple of years. And basically we lived off her salary for a couple of years while I was growing Transport Evolved. And now I'm finally able to pay, you know, something towards the family budget. And that makes me feel great. But it was only possible because of my wonderful, wonderful wife. So thank you, Kate. I love you. Also, I want to thank Brandon. Brandon has been amazing this year. Brandon Yates, this is. Brandon number 1. He was the guy who filmed with us at CES. He's a good friend of mine. We go back away. And he's done some amazing jobs for us this year. What you may not know is that I've run edits past Brandon and he's given me his critical eye as a film producer and camera person. So he's been great. I want to also send a thank you to my good friend Michael, who was the cameraman behind the Model 3 review. He gave up his time because he loves cars so much, and he helped film that review. And I think, again, you'll agree that you can always tell when there's somebody who knows camera stuff doing our reviews, because the camera footage is a lot better than anything I can produce. So, yeah, thanks, Michael. And I'm really looking forward to welcoming the new member of the team on this year, who is another Brandon, who's another camera guy. Brandon, number 2, thank you. He is coming to CES, and we find it hilarious that we managed to get 2 Brandons. In fact, they've both got the same initials in their name. We find that really funny that we've got 2 Brandons now helping us out with camera gear. So there we go. So those are the people who've had a really big influence outside of you guys. You guys have made all of this possible too, because without your donations and your support, none of this would happen. So let's talk about some of my highlights this year. I've got 3 big highlights. Obviously, the Tesla Model 3 review, that was one of them. And we were very grateful to our viewer we had a viewer who contacted us and said, hey, do you want to drive my Model 3 for a couple of days and film a review? And we said, yeah, we do. And so that's what we did. And so it wouldn't have been possible without him. So thanks to him. The Model 3 review was great fun. I also really enjoyed going to the UK to see Fully Charged Live, and to be a guest of Robert Llewellyn and the crew there was a real honour. Robert's been a personal friend of mine for more than a decade now, and I have great admiration and respect and love for him, as I do for Johnny and the rest of the fully charged crew. They are like family in some ways, like relatives, maybe not close family, but like you see them and it just feels like you instantly go back to wherever you were last time you were all in the same place. They're all really super smart, super intelligent, wonderful people. And again, this channel's success would not be possible without them, because they've really helped bring a whole load of people onto electric vehicles and future car technology that I would never have managed to bring on board. So thanks to Robert, Johnny, and the rest of the fully charged crew. I don't want to say fully charged crew for being so amazing. You really have done amazing things this year. So that was a highlight. Obviously, meeting all of you in the UK at Fully Charged Live was wonderful. I'm sorry if I was a little out of it at that point, because for those of you who know, I was dealing with the death or the terminal cancer of my late sister, who died about 2 weeks after Fully Charged Live. And I got to see her one last time before she died. And the last thing she said to me was, I'm sorry I won't be there to see you and your kids in the future. But I'm really glad that I was able to go and see her, and that I was able to do the Fully Charged Live. And the other highlight of my year was also in the UK, going to the to drive the Morris Minor that was converted. That converted Morris Minor was brilliant. I loved it. I had a fantastic grin on my face. And I think that was probably one of my funnest drives of this year. So that's it. That's my review of the year. I've done loads of other things as well, but those are just my highlights and the people that I want to thank for making such a big impact to my life personally, but also to Transport Evolved's growth and future. 2019, I hope, is going to be better personally than 2018. I hope that Transport Evolved continues to grow. I hope that you guys carry on watching. And I hope that we all of us, carry on improving ourselves, evolving, and making the world a better place. And before I go, I just want to remind you guys there's still a little bit of time left to enter into the Carbon Raffle. Now, the Carbon Raffle is a fantastic raffle. It's the 3rd year it's been run. It's being run by a fantastic group of people called the Climate Exchange. They're basically a group that help educate and also help policymakers develop carbon pricing schemes so that we as a society start paying the true cost of the things that we use, the things that we consume, the way we travel. And this year, next year on January 1st, they will be having their 3rd annual prize draw. And you have a chance to win a Tesla Model X, a Tesla Model S, or a Tesla Model 3 Performance as first prize. You get to pick one of those. Or runners-up prizes of a second prize of a Tesla Model 3 long range, and then a Tesla Model 3 standard ranges, 3rd prize. And if you want to take part, it's a great way to support a great organization that's working really hard to change the way we evaluate the cost, the true cost of things that we do in our modern world. So if you want to support them, please go and do that. There are just a few days left, so make sure that you go and do that before time runs out. Otherwise, you're going to be kicking yourself. A couple of viewers have contacted me and said, yeah, I was purchased tickets last year and I missed out. Somebody else got my Tesla, so I'm going to have another go this year. That's definitely the way to think about it. That really is it. Thanks for watching. And as always, keep evolving.